and sit erect. Neck erect, listen inwards, look inwards. Pull all your senses back like a tortoise. Bring your complete attention to the breathing and the heart center. Take a deep breath. We'll say Omkar. We'll start with the A, U, and Ma Omkar today. And you may notice that when you're saying A, the reverberations of the sound affect the lower half of the body more than the upper half from the navel down. And as you close your mouth, the reverberations start rising from the navel upward. And when you close your lips, they will reach the brain. So let's take a deep breath. Sarvepi sukhinah santu, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukhamapnuyat. Om sahana vavatu, सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Rub your palms. And gently put the soft part of your palms on the eyes. Let the fingers drop on the forehead. And notice the Chidakash inside. At the end of the day, we'll do it again. And you may notice some difference before and after yoga. So, okay, so today we're going to focus on the back. I'll try to do some more back exercises. We'll do our standard Surya Namaskar, but we'll intertwine the back exercises in it. So those who have any back issues, any problems with spondylitis or the discs, please be careful, listen to your body. And I think because we are on the Zoom, it's really hard to kind of monitor every person, but I think as long as you take care of your body, I think that'll be great. Okay, so let's get up and we'll start the warm-up first. And And then we'll go into Surya Namaskar and then intertwine variations in it pertaining to the back. Okay, so let's stand in the Tadasana. Feet together, hands by the side, and look straight ahead, chin parallel to the ground. And notice the contact of the feet down there. If you drew a triangle from the bigger toe to the edge, the blade of your feet, and to the heels, there's that kind of beautiful triangle. And those triangular muscles are the ones that actually balance us, and the arch is in between. So take note of what's going on down there in Tadasana. Imagine the golden thread from the crown of the head through the center of the spine, to the center of the pelvis, to the thighs, to the knees, to the shin, to the ankle, and to the heel. I call it the thread of awareness, the energy flow from the heel to the crown of the head. And take a quick note of what's happening at the fingertips. Everything is calm and quiet. And the body is waking up. It's trying to restore. It's trying to gain balance. And now we're going to create some storm here, and then we'll revisit the state of mind, state of body, and see what is the difference. So clasp your hands, interlock the fingers, and push your palms away so that you get this nice stretch in your fingers. And inhale and come up. Connect the biceps with the earlobes. Touch the thumbs and stretch upward. And this becomes Urdhva Tadasana. And then we're going to go bend sideways, push your hips on the other side, maintain the connection of the biceps to the earlobes. Don't do that. Connection should be maintained. And then you can release the fingers and grab the wrist and see if you can pull the right hand and get that extra stretch on the right side. And come up, inhale and come up. And then let's go on the right side. Maintain the biceps and the earlobes and push the hips on the other side. And then release the hands, grab the wrist, and pull the left hand. You'll get some additional stretch on the left side around here. And come up. All right, very good. And then stretch above again, and then push your hips forward. And come up. So coincide this with your breathing. So as you push forward, you bend backward, you breathe out. And breathe in, and bend forward. And come to Samakonasana. Do not bend your knees. And go backward again. You're just waking up the body, guys. It's almost winter in other parts of the country, and the body is stiff. Everything kind of needs to be thawed. You're trying to create this kind of circulation. Release your hands and let them flow. Release them, let them flow. Very nice. Okay, and then go backward. Let the hand go back and up, and back and up, and back and up. Very good. All right. So this should have loosened some of the muscles. Now let's start jogging on the spot. We'll do yogic jogging on the spot and try to touch your heels to the butt. And this is going to really create storm in the body. Heart rate is going up. And your breath rate is going up. The blood starts flowing everywhere. Lymphatic fluids are getting pumped around. And raise your thighs so you can kick your palms. Very good. And then skip. Skipping is really an awesome exercise. It doesn't feel too much on the body, but it really shoots up the heart rate and pumps the calf muscles. Okay, and stop again. Come back to your mat. And now let's observe what's going on in the body. We took the body by the storm. And you may want to choose to do the Mukha right here. Blow with the center of the lips. And bring your attention to the fingertips now. And you may feel subtle heartbeats at the tip of every finger. And focus on the palm centers. The center, there are chakras right here that get activated. You may feel there is tingling sensations going on there. And heart is coming back down to the normal. Notice the subtle changes at the soles of your feet as the body is trying to balance itself. And we restore back the golden thread from the crown of the head till the heels down there. Scan the body from the crown of the head all the way down and notice the subtle changes happening. Okay, I think that should be good. Let's drop the head down. We'll quickly do the head roll. And one, going clockwise. Make sure your tongue is to the roof of the mouth. And what that does is when you're here, it pulls the tongue from inside and allows to massage the tongue as well. So and then go the other way, counterclockwise. Wonderful. Clasp your hands and put them on your tummy and close your wings tight and just move your shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Let's come down to the hips. Spread your feet apart. Get a nice firm grip down there. And we are going to do some hula hoop rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wonderful. Okay, spread your arms, spread your feet, and your navel is the center of the circle. If you were to take that radius and draw a full circle, your entire body comes into that circle. Okay, so we spread it, and then we're going to rotate from here, and because the base is wide, your base gets a firm grip, so you're not rotating from here. But we did this similar thing in yesterday's class, so it should be very easy. At this point, you're going to blow your nose, blow all the air out of the lungs like we do it in Kapalabhati. That should be good. Bring your feet together again and grab the caps of your knee, support them, grab the capella, and we're going to do circles with the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make sure the cap doesn't go beyond your big toe. These are much smaller circles, as wide as long as your feet, about 8 to 9 inches or 10 inches in some cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make hands parallel, and then exhale as you go down. Keep your knees together and keep your heels on the ground, and sit and come up and sit and come up. Very good. All right. So I think we took care of the entire body, and we're going to get into Surya Namaskar, and we'll do some variations in it today. We haven't done those in a while. So stand in the front of the mat. Come to Samasthiti. Rest your chin on your index finger, and your elbows need to be completely relaxed. Your upper arms are completely relaxed. Close your eyes. And Samasthiti is about the equanimity of the mind. But it's also about the body that is ready to act. Its capacity to act is at its full potential. And it can go in the either directions. So we are in the summer, in the center spot somewhere. Balance yourself. Om Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham Tatvam Pushan Apavrunam Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye. Om Ram Mitraya Namaha. Slide your palms down to the navel and extend them outward. And we are marking the territory. That's how far we are going to go. That's how high we're going to go. And we're going to bend backwards by pushing your hips forward. And you come to a point where you cannot push them any further. At that point, drop your head and look at your own thumbs. And inhale and start bending from the pelvis. Start bending from this hinge. You should hinge your body from here. You're folding into half. So start hinging over there. If you want to push your bummy out, that's okay. And some people insist on keeping it this way. I'm not that particular about it. So if you want to keep pushing your hip joint backward and getting more stretch into the hamstrings. I think that's great. And come to this wonderful 90-degree pose. Now we are already starting to work on the back right here, on the low back. We are stretching the mid back by stretching our arms outward. And the back is in tension, but it's also not rounded off. So let's not round the back off. And then come to Janu Shirasana, Padahastasana, and put your hands down if you can. If you want to put the whole palm down, that's great. And even if your fingers touch or they stay here, it's okay. That is the reality as it is in the moment. Okay. So enjoy that reality as it is. Just observe from inside that this is where I am right now. Okay. So, all right. And then tuck your head in. For those who can touch your forehead to the actual knees, I think that's great. That's complete Janu Shirasana. So Janu is your knees, and Shirasana is touching your forehead to the thing. All right, there you go. And look up and see if you can get back that straightened back again. Try to look upward, and finally look down, and get your left foot out. And come to Ashwasanchalan. And put your entire palm down. Adjust your stretch. See if you want to get a nice stretch in your groin area. Get a nice stretch here and there. And then look straight ahead. And just look out there. Without focusing on any particular thing, just look. And what that does, it brings your attention to here and now on yourself. And take note what the body is doing. Bring your attention from every now and then to the now and just ask yourself, what am I doing? Where am I? Who is this? Who am I? And you will find that you are in a void sometimes because that realization is so powerful. All right, here we go. We come to Dandasana, Dvipada Prasaran, and look straight ahead or look to the edge of the mat or between your hands. And then put your knees down. Do not move your hands. Let them be where they are. And tuck your head inside and get a nice stretch in your back again. Breathe in and come up. Now we're going to do a backward bend, kind of a low back bend into your back. So when your feet are together, feet are together, the toes are curled. And then you're going to put your chest in between the two hands and the chin on the ground, but without touching your tummy down. And you will notice the back has this amazing acute curve backward. Another back bend, Sarpasana. And we are bending from the hips again, from the pelvic. You got a hinge over there. And let this just fall by the gravity, all right? Let's not try to push it too much. The gravity should be the teacher. And look up and come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. See if you want to walk your feet and pump that calf muscle so that the lymphatic fluids are getting pumped again. And because this is a semi-inversion, you have to be you have to notice where the heart is, where the calf muscles are, and the calf muscles are the second heart down there for the lymphatic fluid. So you pump and then rise on your toes and then push with your hand. Rise, push, rise and push. Keep pushing. And then gently bring your heels back to the ground. And look at your own navel. So you get a nice chin lock. You get a nice stretch in your neck. And the back wants to bend backward. The goal here is to touch your forehead to the ground, if you will. And then relax, and then put your knees back on the ground. And relax, exhale fully. Put your forehead down. And realize that in Surya Namaskar, they're designed to basically take care of every part of your body with the stretching and pulling and contractions. And take note of all of that is see what's happening in the body. There are marma bindus that are getting pressed. There are chakras that are getting activated as you breathe in and breathe out. And then now you're going to take your left foot and put it up here between the two hands. Rock yourself a little bit. And then come to Ashwasanchalan on the other side. And look straight ahead. In the moment, this is a place where you can look out, but you're not trying to see anything in particular. You're not labeling anything. You're here and now, mentally, physically. And no matter how much the the circle expands, the center never moves, never expands. It just stays where it is. And breathe in and put the right foot next to it. Stretch your feet. Join your palms right here. And breathe in and come up. And push your hips forward. And relax. Very good. Join your palms again. Om Hrim Ravaye Namaha. Palms down and out. And we're going to speed up a little bit. And bend forward, exhale as you go down. Bend only from the pelvis joint right here. Just bend from there. Do not round your back off. And keep your hands out. If you cannot handle that, you can put them in the Namaskar Mudra. That's also okay. And then keep pushing. Clasp your hands the other way. And see if you can touch your palms down. If you can't, it's okay. And accept the reality as it is. The reality right now of the body is I can do
much, or the body can do this much, and accept that.
and then see if you want to grab your calf muscles and pull yourself deeper, 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 and grab the ankles and see if you can touch your elbow to the knee. Bring slowly, slowly, work on it. And you will notice that your body will adjust accordingly. So go a little deeper and see with the two fingers if you want to grab your front toes, the big toes, Pada Angushtasana, and see if you want to put your forefingers under your palms, and then stretch. Be careful with your low back right here, guys. Don't hurt yourself. And then put the right. You will notice that you have come a little bit deeper than last time. Then put your right foot back. Get a nice lunge here. A good stretch. A good stretch. And then put your knee down. And make sure your shin is perpendicular to the mat and you look straight ahead and let the hips fall between the extended legs on either side and let the gravity do its job. Don't push too much and accept the reality as it is. You know, we only start the journey, if there is any journey, from where we are. We cannot start the journey from somewhere else where we are not. And it's important to realize whether it is the journey of the body or journey of the mind, it always begins from where we are. And take the left foot back and come to Dvipada Prasaran. This is a core engagement. It's an excellent exercise. If you can do this for a minute, it'll give you a lot of core strength. Now, here, I haven't been talking about chakras, but this thing works on the Manipur and the Agnya chakra. And then you put down your knees, and we're going back into relax mode. And we're coming to Sashtang Namaskar. And come to Sarpasan. And we're working on Swadhisthana, Manipur chakra area. And look up. And come to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And we're working again on Swadhisthana right here, which is the chakra below the navel. Rise on your toes and push with your hands. And then put your heels down and keep pushing, and then put your knees down again and come to Shashankasana. This is also Yoga Mudra type 3. Okay, so you put your head down and then we take the right foot and put it in between the two hands. And then let the hips gently close in, widening the stretch between the two legs, and look straight ahead. Just look. And now, without raising your hands or moving your right foot, you're going to put the left foot next to it and then stretch. Get back to Padahastasana, Janushirasana, and see if you want to grab your calf muscles and see if you want to bring your chest closer to the thigh. And then join your palms. And we're going to rise up Draw the circle, semicircle with your hands. That's what we just did, all the way out. And all right, very good. Okay, so we have been knowingly or unknowingly working on the back, the core muscles, the thighs, the quads, and the hamstrings, and your every part of the body got stretched up. Okay, and now I'm sure you're breaking some sweat on your forehead. I think the Surya Namaskar is a connecting link between the yogasanas and the Shitilikaran exercises, which are warm up exercises. So we did the warm up, we went through the Surya Namaskar, just two of them, and then we are going to now push through the yoga namaskar or Surya Namaskar. We're going to get into the other realm now. But today the focus is on the back, so we'll do more back exercises. So let's start that. The third Surya Namaskar. Keep about 8 inches away from the front edge of the mat. Come back to the Samasthiti. Om Rum Suryaya Namaha. Palms down and palms out. And let's draw the circle from the center of the navel and see how far you can draw the arc. And start bending forward and exhaling at the same time and come to Samakonasana. Now, Samakonasana is a good extension of your back. It will stretch your back to however far you can, but it also is designed to sort of give you a nice this catenary curve, if you will. All right, so it's a 90-degree pose. You're stretching, stretch, stretch, stretch. Clasp your hands tight and stretch. And then let it come down. Now, spread your feet about a foot or 18 inches apart. And then with your right hand, grab the left toe and see if you can get a nice twist right here. So we are stretching the back, we're twisting the back. And if you want to bend the other knee a little bit, that's okay. And see if you can get some additional twist. Keep this knee, this leg straight. You can give a little bit of bend on the other side and then twist. And come back. Let's do the opposite. So bend your left knee, grab your other toe with the left hand, with the left two fingers, the big toe on the right foot, and get a nice twist right here. Stack up your hands and come back. Now, see if you want to bring your feet together again and get your hands down there and get your Padhastasana. That's a good stretch. And then we're going to go into Ashwasanchalan. So take your left foot back. And we're going to go into variations here. So get your normal position first. And then join your palms and pull yourself up. And then we're going to go into Ardha Chandra Namaskar. So let the hips drop again. Make sure your front shin is perpendicular to the mat. And then look backwards. So this is a backward bend again in the back. And now stretch yourself this way and then put your left elbow on your right knee and let the elbow go the other side. So almost your biceps or triceps are resting on the knee. See how much you can push like this and bring your shoulder closer to the knee as much as you can. See how far you can do that. And then when you stop doing it, push your hips back in and realize the extension, the stretch in the shoulder area that you're getting. Then turn your head this way and come into Namaskar Mudra on the back side. And then with your right hand, push on your left hand. And you get a nice twist. Don't overdo it because this could become really challenging. And at the same time, let your hips relax. Relax your hips and look above your right elbow where it is pointing. Look over there. And we got a nice twist. All right. And then we come back to Ashwasanchalan. Very nice. And then we're going to go into Dvipad Prasaran, Dandasana. And here, put your right hand in just below your nose, between the two hands, and relax this way. Come into Vasishthasana. And see if you want to go up a little bit and put your elbow down, and then come to Vasishthasana. And then put your hand here, and let's do some push-ups. Hand back, hand out here, push and come up. Dandasana again. And relax. Exhale as you go. And realize the back is getting stretched because you're not moving your hand. The hand stays where they are. And walk up, and you are into tabletop position. Put your hands, put your feet back, curl them backwards. Soles of the feet face the sky. And make sure your hips are lined up. Your knees are just below your hip bone. And we're going to do Marjariyasana right here. So curve your back backward. And exhale and push it. Push with your hands. And exhale and come up and push with your hands. And exhale. Sorry. Exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. And when you exhale with your hands, try to push it as much as you can. Make your hands completely straight and get a nice curve in your back. Round off the back like a cat does. Imagine the cat in your head. And look up and look backwards. This is going to strengthen the back. It is going to give nice massage at the spine and activate the chakras along the spine. Okay, so now see if you want to take the left foot back and the right hand up. And breathe, exhale out and grab your knee and pull it up like this and see if you can touch your nose. And go back again. Again, we're working on the back. See if you can touch your nose to the knee. And come back, lift your knee. Very nice. Okay. And then see if you can bring your knee and then go out and over.
and then go out and kick it. This is the tiger pose, as they call it. The cat now becomes the tiger, and it is taking its tail and wagging it. So when you exhale is when you kick it at the back, okay? So we come back to the center, and then we do the same thing on the left side. Get your hand out and get your right foot out, and exhale and grab your knee and touch your nose. And grab your knee, touch your nose, expand and contract. And realize that you are still working on the back, and then go out and exhale, out and exhale, and then come back, exhale, and then come back, exhale here, inhale and exhale again, inhale and exhale again. Okay, very good. All right, so we got a nice exercise right there. Now, see if you can at this point touch your chest down. And pull it back. And here's what we're going to do now. You're going to take your left foot out and go down and grab with your right hand. And come up again. And we're going to do the opposite side now. So take your right foot up and put your chest down and then grab it. And then come back up. These can be challenging for some. Do what you can. I think just listen to your body and don't overdo it. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to tuck my right hand under and bring my shoulder to the ground. Bring your shoulder down and realize that the back is twisted. You get a nice twist right here. Very good. And then come up and then do the opposite side. Take the left hand out and put your shoulder and realize there's nice twist in your back. But this is also a relaxing position for those who are comfortable. And if you want to use the block, that's okay. You can put a block here and then put your shoulder on it. If you can't go all the way down, that's also fine. Okay, so we are done here. And then we're going to sit back into Balasana. So spread your knees as wide as you can, but make sure your heels are touching at the back, or rather the toes are touching at the back. And then we're going to go down and relax. This is a hip opener. And put your hand out. We are getting extension as well as backward bend into the back. So you can move your hands out a little bit and then come down again and stretch. So you get a nice stretch in your extension in your back while the hips are being opened down there. And relax. This can be a nice yin yoga pose. So you can see that the forehead is touching the ground and makes your neck muscle stronger. Wonderful. And you can almost feel, because now the hands are resting on here, it exerts a little bit extra pressure on the hips and it becomes a hip opener. After about 10 seconds, your body will start screaming, "Get me out of here." And you just observe that with equanimity. And it sounds kind of cruel, but it's not really cruel, because cruelty is the virtue of the mind or the quality of the mind, the opposite of karuna. But they're all connected from within. And when the witnessing element in us, the center of the circle, just observes everything, because that's what it is. The universe just goes around and spins in circles. The world goes round and round, but the center never moves. And what I'm trying to do here is trying to bring the attention back to that center, and then that equanimity, because it just doesn't react to anything. It just observes everything dispassionately. And because the emotions are in the mind, they're not at the center, they're not at the witnessing element. You know, when you witness an accident, you are just a witness, you're not involved in the accident. So that's what the center does. The center is only observing whatever good and bad things that are happening. So when we are saying that observe with equanimity, that means you're not reacting to anything. You're just taking note. Yes, there is pain in the pelvis. You just take note of that. There is pain. The body is going through the pain. Take note of that, but realize that the pain never actually touches the witness. All right, here we go. So now we did that. Now we're going to come to supine or prone, whatever you call it, and then put your entire body down and relax completely. All right, here we go. And then curl your toes, uncurl your toes, and so the soles of the feet are facing. And then with your hands, we're going to start pushing gently. Okay, let's go back for a second. I'm going to give you another instruction. So here what we do. We put your hands 1 centimeter away from the mat, right here. And see how far you can peel yourself. Just using the back muscles, because we are working on the back today. And see how far you can peel. And look up. When you stop, put your hands down and then push. Maintain that the toes are connected down there. They would want to kind of separate off, but always maintain, never do this and collapse your shoulders like that. All right, that's not the position. In the most straightened position, there is always a little bit of bend in your elbows. All right, and you don't want to lift your navel more than 4 inches from the ground and look up into Bhujangasana. And gently exhale and come back. So you have to understand the backward bends can be taxing on the heart. It does raise your heartbeat. So what you do is, in between, you put your hand on the shoulder, your palm on the other shoulder, and relax and take your feet and then point them outwards and take a normal few breaths here, so that we are not exerting the heart too much, and relax. Okay, let's do it one more time. Bring your feet together and come up. And look up and come down and relax. This is the Makarasana, so you relax in Makarasana.
The reason we lift our chin up like this, so it gives space for the lungs to breathe. It takes off the load from your cage and doesn't press against the lungs so you can breathe. That's the whole idea of Makarasana. Okay, very good. Now we come back and then put your hands by the side. I hope you guys can see me. All right, there you go. Now put the palms facing down. We're going to do Shalabhasan, Ekpada Shalabhasan. And then lift your left foot up. Keep lifting. Don't hold your breath. Breathe normally right here. And then with your right foot, see if you can support it. Salamba Shalabhasan. And gently put it down. And then take the right foot up. And bend your left foot and support it at the knee. Keep your toes pointing outward. And come down. And relax in Makarasana. In the traditional yoga system, one should bring back the heart rate and the breath rate to the normal before you should do the other asana, you know. So that's how gentle this is on the body, because there is a lot of time. You know, right now, probably my heart rate is at 107. So if I wait till it comes down to 70, 75, then that's a lot of time that goes by, and then you do the other asana. So it is always very gentle on the body in the traditional sense, okay? So, all right, here we go. And then we come to Shalabhasan again. Now, this time, instead of palms facing down, they're going to face up, and then you're going to put them at your groin area. And see if you can lift both the feet. Keep your chin down. Keep your heels connected. And gently bring them down. And relax in Makarasana. Wonderful. Take a few normal breaths here. I know we don't bring the heart to the normal heart rate. And when you practice on your own, I think you can practice that way. It is safer. It is good for your heart. And then it doesn't become a workout. You know, this is the main difference between workout and yogasana. You know, when you go to the gym, you're trying to work out, you're burning fat, you're burning calories, and you think that you've lost or gained whatever, you know. But in the traditional yogic system, it is not a workout. It is basically stimulation. Stimulation of the body, stimulation of the back, stimulation of the muscles, so that you just stimulate it enough so that they are good for the normal functioning. Yoga will never ask you to go run a marathon. Okay. But there are yogis that have world records of doing push-ups. I know one. He did 10,000 push-ups without stopping. And he's a normal guy, you know, not a build, big muscles and, you know, but he did 10,000 push-ups. Why? Because yoga basically builds endurance, the core. And that core is what delivers the Manipur chakra, you know, that is what delivers. So if you look at martial arts, it's all about the core again, you know. I'm sure you've seen the 1-inch or 3-inch punch that Bruce Lee used to deliver, and it would send somebody flying out there 8 to 9 feet. And that's what it is. It's about the core. That's it.
that core is what delivers. It's the Manipur chakra, it's the Udana Vayu that comes out, you know. And there are people who can then just give you ashirvad like this. Or if you watch other, you know, documentaries, you will see that people can actually throw their energy out because they have so much mind over matter. And that mind over matter takes over, and then you can throw the Udan Vayu just from your this chakra right here. Okay. So that's the idea of the core, and that's what the yogic system does. All right, so here we go. We're going to come back to sleeping on the tummy and see if you can grab your ankles. And we're going to make it a little bit difficult. So keep your knees together. Don't let your knees spread apart. Keep them together and see if you can pull. And kick. Pull and kick. And you will notice that this is very difficult, but this is the actual traditional Dhanurasana. If you spread your feet out, and then if you go up, you will see that the thighs can lift up a little bit better. But if you try to keep them together, it becomes extremely difficult. And it's more challenging exercise. Okay, here we go. Spread your palms, put them by the side, chin on the ground, and see if you can take off like a Boeing 747. And come back. Okay, let's get up. All right, and we are 8:05. We'll do one more exercise. So sit in Vajrasana right here at the front end. And let's see if we can sit in Virasana. So you can take your left foot out and right foot out. Those who want to use the block, I think that'll be nice. So keep your blocks together, handy. And we're going to go back to Virasana. So the way I do it, you keep your knees together and you sit in between like that. So knees together and feet apart, and you sit in between. And this can be challenging, so you can put your block out here like this and sit. Okay, so let's do that. If you want to sit in Virasana like that, that's also wonderful. But if you can sit in between like this, or if you cannot sit too long, you can always tuck your block in and then sit. Okay, so now, having done that, we're going to start going backward. So see if you can rest your elbows down. And let your head hang. And make sure your knees are not lifting off in the front. Supta Virasana. Those who can sleep completely, I welcome you to do that. But for that, you'll have to take the block out. So take the block out, keep your knees together, and go back on your elbows, and then see if you can completely sleep like this. And see if you can tuck your head in. Very good. Okay. And then come up, push, and then come up and sit in normal Vajrasana right here. Very good. So I think that completes our back exercises today. So we're going to go back to our Surya Namaskar. So we were right here, and we're going to put our Ashwasanchalan on the right foot and take the left foot back. Oh, sorry, the other way. Take the left foot, because that was the third Surya Namaskar. So put your left foot up and right foot back and get a nice stretch. And you will realize that your body will cooperate a little bit better, having gone through some of the stretching poses that we did. And your palms are now easily kind of touching fully on the ground, engaged. And then we're going to come up and bend backward to the Ardha Chandra Namaskar. And then you're going to put your tricep. See if you can get your tricep on it, not just the shoulder. Bring your shoulder kind of closer and closer to the knee. And keep pushing, keep pushing. And you'll almost be able to sleep like this. Okay? So now, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it on the other side. So this is also kind of a balancing pose. Now with your hips, you're going to push them in like this. And that will give you a little bit more stretch in your shoulder, like the earlier exercise we did when we put the shoulder down in Marjariyasana. And then straighten your palm, put your other palm on top of it, like this. And then with the left palm, push on it. So what happens is when you push this, your body twists even further, and then you can look back. Look in the direction where your left elbow is pointing at. There you go. And this is a parivritta position, so it gives you a nice twist in the back right here. And you can stay here as long as you feel comfortable. And then release, and then come back to Ashwasanchalan. And then take your right foot next to the left foot and get a nice stretch. Grab your calf muscles and pull in, in, in. Keep pulling in. And then come up. Wonderful. That was wonderful. All right, so let's do a quick shavasana. We can relax really quick and then see if there is any time for any pranayam today, but lie on your backs with your feet about 2 feet apart. And pull your elbows towards the torso and palms facing the sky. What this does, it creates a balanced distribution of load on your back, on your shoulder blades, and the hands normally tend to rotate inward, so we are trying to rotate them outward. And relax completely. So we have deeply stimulated the body. We took it to the extreme wherever we could. And now we are going in the other direction. And the silent witness inside is just observing that the body was stretched, the body is now relaxing, and the mind is basically being observed.
The unobserved mind is one of the most dangerous minds. It's the devil's workshop. And if you let that loose, it can bring the world to the end. And so observe the mind constantly. You're constantly looking at it like a hawk. You're observing every move of the mind, every move of the body. And not even one moment goes by when the mind is unobserved. You have to put that dog on the leash. It's a wild horse. You have to rein it. And once you rein it, then you can use that horse for your advantage. You can tame that elephant and lift the huge logs from the woods and make it to work. And then the mind becomes our tool. In our most cases today, the mind is the king and we are the slaves. And with the yoga, we are turning the tables around. And the only way to do that is to observe. When you observe dispassionately, it throws a flashlight on the mind. And wherever the flashlight reaches, there is no more darkness. And the devil's workshop operates in the darkness when you're not observing it. And the observation is the flashlight. Through dispassionate observation, dispassionately witnessing, we take the darkness away. Astoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amrutam gamaya. The Rishi of the Upanishads realized this, and he says, Asatoma sadgamaya. Bring me from that which is not true, that which is untruth, to the truth. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Tamas is darkness. Pull me out of the darkness of the mind and illuminate the mind with the powerful observation of the Sakshi. And that is, once you illuminate that mind with the Sakshi, then we go into Amrutam Gamaya. And you will notice that the body is completely one with the mat, and the mat is one with the floor, and the floor is one with the spinning planet on which we are. And this spinning planet is spinning for millennia. Millions of years have gone by. It continues to spin from the center. And relax. Notice that the heart rate has come down. Notice that the breath rate has come back to normalcy. I think with that, Raise your left arm up and fold your right leg and turn to the left side and rest your head on the left arm. Push with the right hand and see that your head is the last thing that comes up. Keep looking downward and come to a seating position. And that was deep relaxation. Now we're going to go into some pranayam. So let's sit cross-legged. And we still have about 20 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. Tuck your heel into your perineum and put your right foot on top of the left knee. Okay, and sit in Ardha Padmasana or Padmasana. Do what you can. If not, just sit cross-leg is fine. Okay, yeah. And get a block and elevate yourself a little bit. There you go. Perfect. And what that does, it relieves the tension from your back and keeps your back straight. Gently close your eyes. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. So we are doing in the same sequence as Patanjali has laid out. The yama niyama is something that you do on an everyday basis, the do's and the don'ts, the morality. And we saw yesterday, I don't want to get into any kind of politics, but we saw that the morality has been sort of restored. And that is the morality that we are talking about, the do's and the don'ts. And then we come to asana. So we'll go into that some point, into the theory of yoga. What are those yama and niyamas? You know, we talk about that every once in a while, but there's a whole theory behind it. And then we come to asana, and then we go to pranayam, because now we're going into from outward to the inward. You know, the yama niyama are all outward. They're just the taming of the mind. They're the reining of the horse, the wild horse, or the wild elephant. We're taming it through yama niyama. And then we bring the body through the asana into a certain rhythm, a certain flexibility, certain core, so that the body has longevity and it will serve us, you know. See, if there is no circle, there is no center either. If there is center, then there could be a circle. So they're both dependent on each other, okay? So the witnessing element inside, the mind and the body, they're all sort of connected into that circle in the center kind of thing. Okay, so we sit erect, take your glasses off, and sit in Chin Mudra. Take a deep breath and let it go. Take another deep breath and let it go. And exhale fully. Breathe in through Jai. Breathe in through Jai again. normal breath. And we are going to go into Vishnu Mudra. So bend your two fingers, the index finger and the middle finger, and the ring finger and the pinky stay together, and your thumb is open. This is the Vishnu Mudra. You use that tool to close the left and the right nostril. Okay. So we're going to do one side Kapalabhati, then the other side Kapalabhati, then alternate nostril Kapalabhati, and then we'll do this double nostril Kapalabhati. So exhale fully. Breathe in half the lungs and close your right nostril and begin. Exhale fully. Don't breathe in yet. Keep the air out of the lungs and take a deep breath. And gently let it go with Ujjayi. Let go a normal breath. Come back to Vishnu Mudra. Close the left nostril this time. And exhale fully. Breathe in half and begin. Exhale and hold the breath out. And take a deep breath. And let it go through Ujjayi. Very good. Now come back to Vishnu Mudra. And we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. Exhale fully. Breathe in half the lungs. And what you're going to do is you're going to close it. Do one round of inhalation, exhalation. Close that. Inhalation, exhalation. Close that. Inhalation, exhalation. Okay. So you have to time it like this. Alternate nostril. All right. There we go. Exhale fully. And taking a deep breath. So we'll do one round of Amar Kruti after this. So we're going to do 108 strokes of Kapalabhati. And get into Mahabandha. And then breathe in with Shitakari Pranayam. Those who are new, I think you should just watch today. Those who have done this with me, please follow with me. I'll give you instructions. Okay. Exhale fully. Inhale half the lungs. And we'll do 100 strokes, 8 strokes of Kapalabhati. Inhale half the lungs. And begin. Put the anus lock. Pull your tummy in with Uddiyana Bandha and put the Jalandhar Bandha. Do not breathe. Air is out now, the lungs are empty. And then lean forward. Release the 3 locks. Get your back straight. And breathe in through Shitakari. Release your tummy. Put the anus lock. Put the chin lock. Release the chin lock. And release the air with Ujjayi. Take a normal breath. We'll do one round of Brahmari. Close your ears with the thumb. Put your middle fingers at the Agnya Chakra. The index finger stays on the Kapal, which is your forehead. With the ring finger, close your eyes. And take a deep breath. Exhale fully first. And breathe in through Jai. Put your hands down, take a normal breath, and enjoy the reverberation of the Brahmari inside. This is one of the most calming realize the body is not breathing for a while. Mind is absolutely silent. It declutters the mind, brings about complete silence inside. With that, rub your palms. And put them on your eyes and see if you notice any difference in the energy in the Chidakash. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm hoping we all are practicing at home on a regular basis. The more you practice, the better you get day by day, day by day. And even if you don't get time to do all the exercises for 90 minutes every day, which is understandable because of the work day, but if you can just do a few Surya Namaskars and the pranayam, um, I think the pranayam helps also in keeping a body flexible. And I know I could not believe it first, but it somehow does. I don't know how that works, but uh, if you do that, you'll realize that it relaxes the body completely from within and without. And I think that's probably the cause, but you never know. Anyway, having said that, we'll end the session today.